All right, everybody, welcome back to the B2B Syndicate's specialized training on how to level up your LinkedIn presence, part 2. Also, guys, before we get started with this video, go ahead and click the like button, subscribe to the channel, that way you can get notified anytime we create content like this. Now, if you saw part 1, you understand how we talked about what to do with the banner photo space, what to put in there, also how to structure your headline, and last but not least, how to make strategic use out of that external link. In this video, we're going to talk about the body of your LinkedIn profile. So what do I mean? I mean, we're going to talk about the About section, your Featured section, and what to do with your Experience section as well. Starting with the Featured section, if you are a job seeker, the question you want to ask yourself is, what can I put here that's going to incentivize and attract recruiters to want to extend opportunities my way? When I think about this, I would include maybe a link to my resume, maybe a link to an external portfolio that has samples of my work that I've done, or I'd even maybe have screenshots of recommendations that clients have given me in the past. But let's say you're not looking for a job. Maybe you just want to gain influence in your space, or you're trying to cement your credibility in a certain industry. Don't worry, we got you too. What you can do then, if you're of this audience, is give people an opportunity to see why you're so good at what you do. Why are you a thought leader? Have you written articles on the Forbes? Have you written articles in the New York Times? Do you have articles on medium.com? Whatever it is, if you've written things or maybe created some kind of content that you want other people to see that validates that you are an expert, allow them to see that in your Featured section. If you post a lot of content about your space, let's say on Twitter, have a link to your Twitter so that way people can find you and follow you on that as well. Also, let's say if you're an influencer and maybe you have a course or you have a book or a product, right? You can put links to that as well. Even if you have a YouTube channel, whatever it is that you want people to see, put this in your Featured section. Think of your Featured section as the newspaper or the set of articles that highlight your life. And it gives people easy access to see what you want them to see. For example, me, myself, I have, first up, a link that takes people to our newsletter, a link that takes people to our YouTube channel, and a link that takes people to our website. Why? Because that's what I want them to see. All right, guys, now let's go ahead and talk about the About section. This one is really important, especially for job seekers, because it gives you the best opportunity to really stand out once somebody is on your page and really looking through things. Think about it like an opportunity to meet someone for the first time, right? You want to be memorable, you want to give them a positive first impression, and you also want to try not to sound like everyone else and be super boring. So what does that mean? Job seekers, tell your story. I saw a fantastic About section the other day where someone actually was vulnerable and talked about the experience of how they got laid off and why they're looking for a job now. And it was so authentic, so memorable that I'm talking about it in this video. Right? So job seekers, there's really no hard rules, I would say, to follow other than do what's going to make you memorable. If you are trying to attract a job opportunity, what you want to do is not sound like everyone else. And another thing I would not advise you do is to say something that's very cliche that a lot of people do, like let's say if you're in sales, experienced sales leader or sales performer with track record of success and listing all these things about you. That's really boring. Nobody really cares at the end of the day, and people are craving connection, right? People want to connect with others, and they want to work with people that they think they can connect with. So with that said, try to be memorable, but tell your story at the end of the day and keep it authentic. So this is really great for people that have a newsletter, a YouTube channel, or something else where they want people to take action at the end. Think about your About section as a set of instructions that you can give to someone to not only inform them about what you do, but then to give them the next steps they need to actually start working with you. All right, guys, last but not least, we're at the Experience section, which is very important, especially if you're a job seeker. I'm going to say it's less important for the other audiences that we're talking to, but if you're a job seeker, especially important here, so pay attention. All right, job seekers, again, if you want to attract opportunities, what you want to do in your Experience section is have 3 to 5 bullet points, no more, no less, about specific outcomes that you have created. Do not put generic, fluffy outcomes like provided excellent customer service, or something like reported to management and delivered weekly reports. The other thing I would suggest doing is to include as many numbers as possible. For example, if you're in sales, include how many clients you worked with, How often did you meet with them? How much revenue did you close with them? How many times did you close multi-year deals, right? Think about as many numbers that you can insert into these bullets as possible. The second thing, again, is to give specific outcomes that you have created. So for example, if you closed a multi-million-dollar deal with a Fortune 500 company, talk about that, right? If you made a certain introduction that led to a partnership between two companies, say something about that. But the only thing to not do here, guys, is don't be so fluffy and generic so that way people don't care about these bullet points, all right? If you just have things like provided outstanding customer service, people are gonna roll their eyes and just keep going to the next thing. All right, guys, so that does it for part 2 of the Level Up Your LinkedIn training from the B2B Syndicate. Let's do a quick recap, though, before we forget what we talked about. Number 1, we talked about the featured section and what type of content you might want to put there. Number 2, we talked about the about section and how you want to structure that. Last but not least, we talked about the experience section and how you should have 3 to 5 bullet points articulating the past outcomes that you've created for companies or clients in the past. So there you have it, guys. That is part 2 of the Level Up Your LinkedIn training from the B2B Syndicate. Hope you enjoyed this one and got value out of it. If you did, hit a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel so you can get notified as we continue to put out more content like this. Also, if you're not doing so already, follow me on LinkedIn, Danilo Capric, and also don't forget to subscribe to our free weekly newsletter where we're providing actionable sales insight every Sunday straight to your inbox. That said, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you got value from this, and we will see you in the next video. Take it easy now.